You know
please.
what? So there's so many different reasons why.
Mhm.
One of the key reasons also is that sometimes if the man is genuine trying to have a relationship, trying to go forth in terms of a relationship, what can happen is that and remember, it's about sensing where that person is. So I call it battleships. Sometimes when you sense somebody's battleship is a bit too close to your borders and you're not ready to engage, ghosting happens. So if the person feels that you may be liking them more than they are liking you and they're scared it's going to go somewhere towards committing and they're not ready to commit, they, instead of having that conversation with you and being mature, as Ashley and Jess of Kenny have all said, especially men, we just go disengage. Yeah. Just disengage in totality and just go leave it at that. Right. And it's not the right thing to do. I think a lot of us men, someone might say cowards. I would say some of us we get away with a lot in society. So this is one of the, I would call the Peter Pan antics. So it comes with when men begin to mature, this behavior starts to wean out. But when a lot of men have been coddled, and whether you're in two-parent home, one-parent home, doesn't matter where you come from, when men have been coddled in society, unfortunately, we are given this license by society that certain behaviors are not looked down as being, I would class and say, wrong, right? So instead of having a conversation with yourself, what a guy might do will be like, listen, okay, my girl's going too close to the borders. Let me disengage. Let me just disengage. Another reason is, and I think ladies do this probably more than men, they ain't finished in their last relationship. So they finished, they're out of a relationship, but they are about to go back. They are about to go back. So what they were doing was they were having a bit of time with you, and now the relationship has come back. I gotta run. Because I'm so sorry, I appreciate you, but I can't explain to you that I have to go back to my relationship, because that will mean if I come back next time, you are not going to accept me. Because you know that obviously I only came back because of a relationship. So that conversation cannot be had. You know what I'm saying? Let me throw that to the ladies on the panelists then, before I go any further. Ladies, have you ever exited a relationship, man's coming to talk to you, and you've gone back maybe to a relationship, and then you've had to like excommunicate with the person? I know you're all angels here, but you can tell the truth.
No, I'm playing.
We're all angels here. Can you hear that? No one's done that. No. Right. You see those halos? All halos. We communicate properly. No. Okay. Let me stop joking. Not really. How do I put it? Not really. No, I wouldn't say I've done that, because it's, if I'm entertaining a guest, I'm using that term kind of loosely, or someone talking to me, that means the space for the person to talk. So, I mean, I've been in a position the other way where someone started talking to me and I didn't know till after the fact. But while we first started talking, he went back and cleaned up the mess. He cleaned up his house, got rid of whoever. And I kind of heard about that, I guess, months later. So he had just started talking about, oh, this is where I want to be. And he went back and let her know, boom, broke it up. I don't know what happened, but it was later on a friend of a friend kind of told me what happened. But in terms of me doing that, cleaning up house while I'm starting something else, I haven't done that. So that's why I still don't get the ghosting thing. I would love someone to really explain why. I mean, I understand what you said. Sometimes guys are cowards, but I would love someone just to say, send a text. Hey, it's not you, it's me. And
listen, I've dropped that before, and that does not come out well. That does not come out well. Saying, oh, no, it's not you, it's me. That does not go down well. Ladies, have you ever heard that before? I'm just saying, have you ever dropped that before? Have you heard it before? It's not you, it's me.
Definitely. No, it's that.
Yeah, definitely don't see it. Yeah. And I've said it too. So
like a thing that they do. Like if they're trying to smooth talk you, they say love after everything. So it's not just with me, love.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of run game. But the thing is, I feel like I have done that before. Like I've been in a relationship before where I feel like it wasn't going anywhere. Or I was kind of tired at the moment. The guy wasn't really doing what I wanted him to do. And it was just hard. And we just both kind of decided to kind of split. And you kind of move on, entertain, and then after a while, you're just like, but I kind of miss them. And then you kind of start talking back and you kind of just push the other person to the side and kind of, but, I mean, it has happened. What was the question again? Look.
If you ever said or ever heard someone say, it's not you, it's me. You know what I mean? That's
yeah. And then in that instance, yeah, of course, you'd be like, it's really not you. You're great. You're amazing. But, it's me. I'm still going through things. And I realized I wasn't really done. And, yeah, of course, you run that game sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had
Go on,
that
Jess, go on,
happen
Jess.
to me because I've had that happen because, and I didn't know at the time, but looking back, I understand why it happened. For a brief moment, I was insane, like maybe early 30s, and I was like, I'm gonna do it the way the world is doing it. I'm gonna holler at a guy. That horrible move because I got my little feelings hurt because what I did was I was like, I'm gonna be the modern woman. That's right. Went out for this guy not feeling me. So he kind of had to do the, I would say, half ghosting, half it's not you, it's me. And what I learned from that is stay in your lane, lady. Okay. Don't do what they're doing out there. Stay in your lane. Because generally, if a guy is interested, and I'm not saying it's solely his decision when you're in a relationship, but that wouldn't have happened to me had I not stepped out of my norm and allowed him to pursue me in the way it should be. But even just the initial approach, I said, and I looked at it like he didn't really have another choice because I've done that too. But it's normal, quote unquote, when we do it. I'm like, did he really just like? I was trying to be modern, I was trying to be like they say. Bad idea.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've used this before, and it wasn't me, but I said it anyway. I'm telling all the stories tonight. So, no, there was a situation. Okay, where, the girl came up. Basically, this was uni times. And I brought this girl over, and it got a bit heated. I ain't gonna lie to you, you know what I'm saying? This is when I was at my boy's house, and we was all chilling, and she did something that was just wild. Yeah, and when I say wild, it's not that wild, but it was wild in the context of the social setting. You know what I mean? Like, you got into somebody's fridge, man. You know what I mean? Like, and you taking something out, and it was just mad. So when it happened, yeah, I'm looking at her like, yo, this is a bit much, what you've just done, yeah, and I'm not feeling the movements now. So now, obviously, when we're leaving the yard and she's got to go to her way, I got to go my way, I'm thinking to myself, bro, how do you break this down to her to let her know this is not going nowhere without her feeling used? Because bear in mind, the night before we were kicking it and it got heated. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their things though. It wasn't 2 minutes this time, but still, you know what I mean? Like it was, I didn't want it to look like I was using her because I generally wasn't. I was trying to feel it, but what she did, there was no comeback for me. You know what I mean? I believe in certain behaviors. So I remember standing in the train station, just looking at her and I'm like, I'm so sorry. This is not you. It's a me thing. Okay. I just can't do it right now. Like something's not working inside of me right now, blah, 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 blah. And I remember when I walked away, I was like, blood, for sure. And the reason why I didn't say it was her, I was scared to hurt the person's feelings. But at this point, I'm not realizing that this actually is also a weakness to not be able to explain to somebody that this particular behavior that you felt was wrong because you're scared of hurting their feelings also is actually you're pampering. And actually what you're doing is actually you're trying to save yourself from having a hard conversation. So I wasn't actually being strong by saying, actually, no, let me take on the brunt and say it's me. No, I was actually being a little bit of a coward and saying, oh, no, it's not you, it's me. I don't want to hurt your kind of feelings thing. But first of all, how would she learn if she does it again? We don't know because you never told her. Number two, I really was trying to hide behind, yeah, it was me and da-da-da. But when it wasn't, I just wasn't feeling it anymore.
Or maybe you weren't feeling her because you sound like she went into your fridge and for that reason alone, all of a sudden it just kind of dissipated.
I wish it was my fridge. It wasn't even my fridge. That's why it's even more difficult. But you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.